posted last. Everyone doing okay? For velocity. What's up, Knife? Welcome in. You're doing good, man. That. We're number one. He was not. Alright. I think I did it all. One more. Annoyingly, I have to set up a couple things here and then. Is be able to co-stream, restream, whatever you want. So to post a thumbnail, I have to go back into it. Up crazy, but you're gone. Worked. Alrighty. So now you gotta go. What's up, motor? We'll come in. Now we're doing it. 5 hours to tear down Goblet Tavern? Why'd you tear it down? Said screw this thing. Not in my house. It is cool that you can make stuff like that. I do like that about that Enshrouded in general. You just take over a place. This is mine now. I mean, that's sort of what I do, I guess, honestly. Uh oh. Okay, I can't get out. Him seeing me. Ant, where are you at? Okay. Got worried for a second. So I had a couple ideas. I've got some inspiration. So after we clean a bit of this up so I can actually work on this flooring again, I'll show this new build. It's sort of this build. It's a continuation of this build. But the idea finally, like, I've been trying to figure out what to do with the pots above this little area. It's like potted plants. I've just been like, I have no clue what to do with this. Like, it's just such a weird thing to build around. And then randomly on the grounded Discord, someone posted a build that's freaking dope. Of exact, like, not exactly what I was wanting to do, but a build in that exact spot. And I was like, that's perfect. So, yoinkin' their idea, or at least the concept of it, and then we're gonna see how I can make it my own. Like the building because I wanted my base entrance. So I put my build fire in Discord. And Enshrouded. Perfect. Good. I need ideas. Because I am like not inspired to play. I think I'm just enjoying grounded building too much right now. Like things are working how I want them to work. Which isn't always the case. So I'm having a lot of fun with grounded building right now, and I can't tear myself away from it. Okay. This is sort of all clean. I want to change. There's a handful of things in this base that I also want to change. Just to make things line up and function a little bit better. So, I'm moving the stairs to be centered. if they will, really. I hope they do. Excuse you. Enough finagling. Hopefully this will work. Or we can just use these stairs. These will probably work fine. Go in your home. Don't do this to me. Dang it! Full release should happen next February 2025. Oh, dang. I thought it was going to be sooner than that. Interesting. They're really going to go. They're going to do a lot of updates. I'm impressed with how much they've like added to the game already. But I was going to say, the map is freaking huge. Like, if they actually built everything... So you'll go there, but you won't go there. Okay, perfect. Like, if you look at how big the map is, it's insane. Like, if they filled up half of the extra space that they've got, it's going to be crazy. The game, it's just massive. Which is cool. I mean, it's like the future growth for it's awesome. But I think once I finish this build, I'm not going to really have, like, all this desire. What's up, Ludorev? Welcome in. I'm not going to have as big of a desire to play Grounded once I finish this. I mean, we're a ways off, so don't take that with a grain of salt. We got a long ways to go. But after I finish this whole sandbox thing, I'm going to be, like, no clue what I'm going to do. So I'm kind of like, that'll be a great time to, really dive into another building game. And then maybe by that time we get some info about Grounded 2. If and when that ever happens. Come on now. Will a triangle work? Do what I tell you to do. Say that now. But Knife, I'm saying, look at how big the map is in the areas they haven't even touched yet. Like, look how much space on that map board they've given themselves. That's what's impressive to me, is if they have any intention of continuing through that, like, there's so much room to grow. Why are you like this? Huh? Alright, why am I building in first person? Back to the base. That's true. You're not wrong, Ludorav, but that's typically when I'm at my, like, my lowest in building, is that, like, you finish a big build. Like, when I finished the pagoda and I hadn't started this yet, I was like, I don't know what to do. I had this idea, but it's that, like, starting of it, which is always a pain. At least it is for me sometimes. Come on. You know you want to. Yeah, there's so much left to that to Enshrouded in general, though. Like, that map is... So that'll work. Weird. Why are you not placing? It's so random. Not even touching anything. Do one of these. There we go. Alright, that works. Playing this game for like 4 years now, and about 3 years ago I built a big ass mansion, but now seeing your builds and how much easier it is to build and all the new pieces, yeah, they have done quite a bit of quality of life for random stuff for building in this game, which is great. It's made it way more enjoyable. There's nothing else in the future coming, sadly, but it's at a great spot overall. Can you go in your hole? Go in your home. I was supposed to. It's the now move. Not use those anymore. That creative wall myself, yeah. That's why I like, typically where I like jumping into like a different game. Getting like a break, and then it's like, oh no, I want to play this again now. Like it brings back the desire for me. Could only carry 8 stems. Now you can hold 100. I think you can hold 99 with like every single option available to you. You did. There's a baby ant that you can use. There's on top of the armor, on top of the smoothies, on top of the, there's so much stuff you can use. That. Little. Yeah, go there. You ain't occupied. Oh, it's this. Dang it. Guess I was just. It's kind of good enough. Yeah, and you can build off the pallets, and there's bigger pallets. There's so many crazy things. What's up, Jacob? Welcome in. I used the daggers for a little bit. Knife, but I haven't really messed with much of the weaponry, honestly. Alright. Now we're closer to what I have going on the other side. Yeah, I pick. Huh? What? Alright. So we need half on each side. Not a lot more waste. Hate my phone. Been there. You're not alone, don't worry. Done too. Just trying to rework these floors so I like them. Need the core, the shroud core. I think. I still feel like such a noob with Enshrouded. It's a very, there's a lot of depth to that game for its being in early access. So much to break now, dang it. Yeah, so my idea is perfect. I can take these some more. I'm kind of messing around with things, but I just wanted things to feel like more of a pattern on the floor. I wasn't really happy with how it was currently patterning out. So they're kind of just switching, but it's a way to just make the floor more interesting, I think. Just mess with things. The shroud core. Hit the creative wall and grounded. Someone play Fallout 4 for a while. Nice. What's up, Backwoods? Welcome in. How's the building going, man? Seen a couple of the things you're working on. They look pretty fun. Borderlands. You love me some Borderlands. I haven't played in so long. You guys hit your creative wall, and I'm like right in my creative stride. That's probably gonna cheat. Lego games, nice. I love the Lego games. They're so fun. Always very enjoyable. I haven't played Borderlands in years, but I used to play it a ton. Well, it's a mess, but it's coming together. You can see it under all this junk. Let's do this. I can actually destroy this stuff and get it out of the way. In one go. Don't make a mess. Whose idea was this? Lego Avengers. I haven't played that one. Which stream was the least delay? I have both open for views, but mute one? I have no clue. Neither of them has like an actual delay or anything. But I don't know which one would work better. Want to get some smaller games 100% through. Also been moving in 2 months. Also will be moving in 2 months. Then we'll start doing walkthroughs of games. Nice. Just out here building. All we do is build. Borderlands 3 was very fun. This then wants to go to like that. Decisions. Take this though. Currently, we are just... I'm reworking the floor a little bit. I had some ideas of just like how to lay this out better so it felt a little more cohesive overall. I'm gonna finish up these real quick, and then wanted to add some more ash cement up in these areas like this, so just start messing with that. Still have a little bit of stuff to do on the inside, but that's the most of it. And then saw a really cool build on the Grounded Discord. Someone who built like a really cool covered structure. I don't know what to even know what to call it. I want to build here, so I had some ideas for like. I've been trying to figure out what I was gonna do with this whole area for ages. So I like the idea of working on this tonight a little bit too. Good idea. It is the most satisfying build sounds. Udarav, you'll never be out of the build groove. You're just on a break. Little pause. Yeah, I know the feeling backwoods. It's always nice. I just needed the inspiration, and I found the perfect little bit of it. It's a really cool little build. I think it's currently on the little ways back in game on the game media tab. I was like, that's exactly what I want to do. This is perfect. Favorite games, because I like Post-apocalyptic. Yeah, those are good. Just gone for a day or two. I'm not surprised the Borderlands movie failed. It looked interesting. I think it just didn't, at least from the little bit of like trailer and stuff that I saw, it just felt like it wasn't a very faithful representation of the game, which is kind of a bummer. I think the second I was like, wait, they're not using Claptrap? Just the voice? They like have some other actor doing it? I'm like, that's a mistake. Just use the voice. Same voice actor. Like, that's iconic. You can't change things like that and expect people to be okay with it. Half the reason I love the game. 7 rings of stamina? That's a lot more than I have. And I love Jack Black, don't get me wrong. But like, was that necessary just because it's Jack Black? Like, it's not necessary. I don't love Claptrap because of Jack Black. I love Claptrap. That'd be like, I mean, it's the same thing, like doing Kevin Hart or something. Like, yeah, they're funny, they're enjoyable, but that's not what this role is. Very weird. Some of the decisions seemed weird. Not really sure how companies don't see that stuff at all. Someone thinks they have a great idea. I'm gonna change the whole thing, and it's gonna be so much better. And it's like, no, it's not. Why did I build that? I have so many of those. Was the wrong actor for Roland as well, and Mordecai and Brick weren't in it. Thought it looked disappointing. Yeah. It's the issue of just going with like popular actors, like Kevin Hart and Jack Black and The Rock in Jumanji. Frickin' loved it. My wife and I watch those movies all the time because they're hilarious. But they just happen to work together in that. It's not like a winning formula that works for every single thing you come up with. It's not just like rinse and repeat. We've solved the problem. Female actress who played the other characters seemed like the only thing, right? I'd have to see it. I mean, I can't imagine with how badly it did that they did make money. Especially paying those actors, because, you know, at this point, like, Kevin Hart and Jack Black are some of the most popular actors right now in those, like, kind of comedy-ish movie stuff. It costs a fortune to pay a guy like that. Yeah, I really like all the Jumanjis. They did a really, really good job with them. Very entertaining all the way through. And of course, the original one's amazing as well. Horrifying though, like going back and watching it, I'm like, dang, I watched that when I was younger. Like, okay, I got some mess going on over here. I have to come and break all these. Is the first one? Thanks. Ouch. Oh, jeez. What a mess. Guarantee I'm gonna lose so much lint through the floors. Yeah, Robin Williams is hilarious. He really did everything, honestly. Did a lot of really good movies. Classics. No. I'm really good at making messes, I'll tell you that much. Normally these are easier to clean up, but it's kind of a weird build to do this in. Stop that. Like I'm missing a lot of lint. Not quite a bit though right now, so it's probably fine.
I can't take this heat.
Took a quick break and started playing GTA 5 online again. Yeah. I haven't played GTA in so long. It was so fun though. I think I was in high school when that game came out. But me and my buddies played a lot of it. Ooh, give me that. Could connect it, probably. Kind of brings me comfort zone in my soul, right? Very few games I'm just like can chill and play like this. It's just always a good time. Gotta do this. Swap. Burning. Look at that. It makes a lot of sense. This is actually starting to work. I like it. It's Goose. Is that because you're on Twitch? The stair doesn't work quite as functionally, but I like that it's centered. Just looks better. What's up? How's it going, man? It's a little annoying that to make this work, I had to get rid of this one little thing because I like this detail, but honestly, it's not bad. Could be worse. Which building? This is the bathhouse. So, this one. It's all over, so it's in the Oasis. Gotta go, but I'll be back. Sounds good, Knife. Talk to you later. Don't know how to describe how it's going. Well, hopefully not going too bad, man. Yeah, so this is the hot tub bathhouse sort of thing. Oasis build I got going. And then you still have access to the little field station there. Hey, Lynn. No. Dang. Get in there. What I selected. You covered the entire sandbox. Slacking on watching your live stream? Oh yeah, we're going, man. There's no stopping. We should keep building. I had a lot of it kind of already done a while ago. Done a tiny bit off stream as well. Not recently though. But we got a lot of it. There's still this whole area to cover up a little bit more. I'm gonna redo a lot of this. Hoping that I can get the antlions that spawn here to go underground. And then this build's pretty much finished up. I have a little bit of stuff I'm messing with, but slowly getting there. Ideas of all of it. Oh yeah, I still have to finish this too. Make a build soon on survival. Nice. Sounds good, Goose. Good to see you. Mine's sort of normal survival. It was. I mean, when I built the pagoda base, it was 100% normal survival. Now it's in custom, and there's some settings changed, but overall, it's still pretty survival adjacent. I can still fight. I've just turned up spawn timers and stuff is really all that I've done. I did turn raids off a while ago though. Those were miserable with builds this big. Why did I use these? Dumb. That's silly. I think I have another one. Add a town center in front of the castle. That's sort of the idea. That's why it's kind of an open plaza, I guess is what I'm calling it. Why there's like a well there. That's where the antlion queen thing, whatever you want to call them, the bigger ones that are in the pit, is right under there. That's sort of the idea, is that this will be a town square-ish thing. I just have to figure out what it's going to be. I haven't really thought through the design yet. Big fountain would be cool if I can figure out how to make it look cool. It's always the struggle. Kind of fine to leave it like that. Perfect. I have a lot of wheat stems, luckily. It's not very normal for me. I think I farmed a bunch of them the other day. My little bit of free time at night. Do a little bit of farming here and there. I'm just chilling and watching a show. If I don't stay semi on top of farming, then I'm just run out of everything all the time. Little by little. Sure, there'll be little details that I still want to do after this, but we're getting close to this being pretty much totally done on the inside. I'm sure there's little things I'm going to want to change over time, but as always, honestly. Guess that's fine. Let's do it like this. No, it's the opposite. Dang it. I need these. I like that better. Much better. I gotta get out of the way, all you stupid pieces. Did I do the same thing? Guess it's fine. Doesn't quite follow the patterning, but I guess it works. Not a perfect system, I guess. It's the struggle. Sort of inverted, but I'm all good with it. It looks a lot more organized than it did before. Kind of a mess before. Antlion right outside the door, peering in. I really don't want to run away and have him come in here. Luckily, this one didn't spawn back as an infused one because I had to kill it the other day because it came in here. gonna have to do like an antlion deterrent system outside of buildings. Someone asked me on the Grounded Discord how I'd deal with all the antlions, and I'm like, you just don't. You just run away and act like they're not there. And as long as they're not infused, you just don't kill them and you run away from them. If they're infused, you kill them as fast as you possibly can and hope they don't blow everything up. Sounds good, Beans. No worries, man. You're just chill building tonight for the most part. Nothing too crazy. Do like one. A little weird. Unclear. Guess I need that. Hey, get over here. Ant always gets stuck under there. Peace. Do that. And 2 singles maybe? Kinda works. I can live with that. Would mean technically these wouldn't be here, but eh. Whatever. To grab a lot of shroud. I'm making floors. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't decided if I like or dislike the enshrouded farming. Because you can go on to the like loot worlds and get materials. Apparently, I haven't done it, but and I think I saw that there might be a mod that allows you to like essentially play on creative. So I might do something like that. I don't necessarily enjoy the story all that much. Kind of eh. Not necessarily bad, but it's not like there's not a whole lot going on with it. So I wouldn't mind just being able to like build. Sounds enjoyable. I haven't checked out what the new settings allow you to do though. As well. There's one new addition that I haven't really messed with, the most previous or the most recent update. I believe added a lot of world customization stuff. Which is good. I mean, I wish Grounded would have done more of that earlier on. Every game should quickly just add options so you can change the game and play it how you want. It's a lot of shroud root though. Alright, more garbage to clean up as always. In Backwoods you can, I mean, I still consider it survival. Even if you turn that stuff off. I wouldn't say that raids are integral to the gameplay. They're just redundant after a while. Yeah, I also want to do some stuff to the roof as well. Added these safety railings. I don't want OSHA to get mad at me. What do you mean it's overpowered? Like you get too much? Or like farming? Oh yeah, that's the new setting. Those are the settings I haven't messed with. I haven't played since they added that. That'll be something that I will do. And I'm gonna turn off hunger, all that crap too. There are times I enjoy using those, but Enshrouded to me is something I want to build in, and I don't really have the time to. I'd rather just build really cool things in this loop. I do enjoy some of the grind in Grounded, but at this point, like, I'm just really, really fast at it. I know where everything is. That makes a big difference. You need 1 flax to make 10 Cs to get 10 flax. It just keeps piling up. Oh, so you were saying like farmer. Like planting things, yeah. I just haven't messed with it enough, really, is the biggest thing. Building's intimidating as well at times. The builds I've seen so far, I'm like, holy cow. There's people, I mean, that just play a lot more than I play. That have builds that are like as big as my whole build. I'm like, I don't have that much time anymore. Not fair. I couldn't have Enshrouded come out like a year and a half ago. 2 years ago. Would have been really convenient for me. But I'll catch the bug for it at some point. I just have to get in and like put more hours into it. Overall, I think the building's pretty insane. Alright, that's a little bit better. But it still needs something. I don't know what. That's the hard part. I just kind of started laying this stuff out earlier, just to sort of get some of the ideas out of my head, so I could kind of start messing with things. I'm not totally sure how this is all going to work. It's all just sort of rough ideas right now. But it just made sense, because I literally... I might be using something else too. I had the bounce elevator already coming up here, so I was like, this is just like meant to be. Perfect little build. So I don't fall in a hole. Yeah, because this is a can't really see. There's a bounce elevator here. Oh. I'll have a bit of a cough, sadly. Thing does not want to go away. Get at a... We got our little waiting room, entry area. Want to make it sort of a room, not just a death trap. Fall off the edge of. Because I'll do it. All the time. Okay. Ghost Glider, which has 250. Yeah, the legendary one, I have that too. It's one of like the first things I just like. It's like, how do you get it? I need it. I need it. It's so much better than the other ones. That, like, I literally had to get it really as fast as I could. I love having a cough. You think I need to make stairs that go up here? Would be nice. How those are going to work, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh. Let's see. Pick up all this junk, dude. Why were you lucky? ¿Por qué?
I'm burning up.
Hello? Break! Knew there was some more mess. Just a janitor today, apparently. Can't stay away from the door. Bring an infused stinking thing in here. I'm gonna lose it. Oh, you just randomly found it. It always spawns in the same chest as far as I know. At least when I looked it up, it was like, yeah, you just go right here. Like, deal. So I just went and found it right away. It was like one of the first things I got. Do this. Where's my thing? Oh, nice. I got lucky. Yeah, so this will work. There's not a down. Yes. What goes up must stay up, apparently. No other option here. Go up, you gotta stay up. Slowly kill myself. Teleporting everywhere, man. Perfect. I could give this whole thing a roof. Ceiling. Makes sense. Be more like. Probably doesn't really matter. Eventually, I'll build all that out. Alright. These aren't actually necessary. It's extra. Guess that works fine. Sure. And for this is exactly how the other person did it. But I liked it, so it's gonna work the best because it kind of clips everything. I don't want like these floors sticking out. Not a fan of that look right now. Could do something like that, I guess. That work in every situation. Makes the floor a little funky, but the struggle is like those ones. But I guess then, yeah, it still kind of sticks out. I think I like the mushroom floor better. It just works, you know. Looks a little bit more natural. I don't know what the word would be. I was also messing with patterns, so I might do that as well. Like, throw some stuff on top of these. You never know. Just going whatever way the wind takes us today. Hello? So we'll get the floor laid out. Then from there, we'll just kind of see where it would go. But the idea is it's just sort of a big old covered. What they made, I don't know if I'd call it like a temple. I don't know. Hard to say what it would be called. Theirs almost looked like a bird cage. Was my interest. But we'll have to figure out how I want to make this my own. How I want to reinterpret it. I definitely don't want to make like an exact replica by any means. I think I have some other ideas of how it would work with my building style and stuff. Maybe use a couple of the techniques I have on some of my other builds as well. Many ideas rolling through my head at this time. But what I really liked about it is that it utilizes these plants. Which is what I really currently like about the whole bathhouse, is that it's like using the outside plants to make like planter boxes and stuff. Which I think is like one of the coolest. I really like the build overall, but I think the little areas that the plants are incorporated look really cool. As soon as I saw this build on the Grounded Discord, if you haven't checked out the game media section, it is in there. It is very cool. Feels like a perfect fit for what I'm trying to do with the bathhouse below. It's kind of like the it's gonna be like the little brunch restaurant. Beautiful outdoor seating area. It's a little crowded with the plants, but we'll make it work. Be like a walk through greenhouse sort of thing too, but not a greenhouse. Thought that was only. I was hoping that might work, but you can't drag and drop these the way I want to. I only go up and down. Go in your hole. Just been sitting here all day working, going, I wish it was time to be done with work so I could work on this. Thinking about it for 2 days. Been wanting to go ham on it. Love when like build ideas come together and find like the perfect piece of inspiration. Perfect precedent image to look at. And some of these might like open up. They don't necessarily have to be all covered and stuff. Might not look horrible, but I don't know if that's gonna be too critical. You're gonna retire me? Got a long ways to go. Retire me to the big gaming building life. Just want to be an architect gamer. You know? Doesn't need to be retired, it's just a lifestyle change. It's so easy to stream for like 5 hours, 5-6 hours a day. Build. Play one or two. It'd make playing other games so much easier too. So much more time. Then I can make videos like every day too. All of them? Never done. Not totally sure yet if I'm gonna like leave this as a fully covered floor or put some like little barrier walls around these plants. I don't know. Not like a ton of room to do that. It'll probably have to stay fairly open like this. It'd be so weird. I guess I can use the handy. I had to build this by hand. So it would suck. There you go. Too dark. Those tigers get me every time. I'm so bad at blocking their attack pattern. The little, like, hesitate they do gets me every time. Every time. Definitely gonna have to make this cooler. This looks like crap, but it's a really boring entrance. Probably a bit taller as well. Yeah, we'll see. Start building these out, I guess. Here's the first one. Who's supporting all of this? There we go. Just had to find the one. Could make this like a whole mushroom floor too. Wouldn't suck. Actually, Luderav did this. This would look good. His most recent base tour, Luderav did this for his floor, so it looks really good. It's like the perfect continuing to use wood pattern. Yeah, that looks really good. That's exactly it. Good job, Luderav. Why is my posture so bad, guys? Eventually on Twitch, I'm gonna have to get channel points and stuff set up, and one of them's gonna need to be like, fix your posture. Instead of like, stay hydrated, it'll be like, sit up straight. No slouching, you worthless piece of dung. What? Why? Why are you doing that? Silly. Silly gooses. Oh, why those aren't. I've never gotten juked that hard by a tiger though, so you got me there. They're intelligent creatures. Stuck. We're gonna have to decide if we use build I'm following. I'm not really following it, honestly. I just saw it and I wanted to build here. A temple sort of structure thing makes a lot of sense, so like columns and stuff. They use these columns everywhere to like go up, but they're a little maybe small for my liking. I might utilize the columns I made for the temple. Make a little bit, maybe a little beefier, make it my own. Don't feel like it's as much of a copy as well, which I like. I don't want it to feel too small. I want it to feel like a temple, not a bird cage. And these little ones kind of feel like bars almost, because they're just not big enough. Not quite the right size From my uses, at least. I very rarely use these as, like, support columns. They're always, like, little details added in. Because size-wise, for at least the size buildings that I make, they aren't quite big enough. For smaller stuff, they're great. Houses and all that. So particular on the order it's built in. Okay. And we need these. Question is, come on. Ugh. Really hoping I could drag and drop that. Such a bummer. Like, if I take off my armor, I have 14 minutes ground, because, but if I have my armor on, I only have 8? How's that possible? Doesn't, I guess one of the armors, doesn't it, like, reduce your time in the shroud? Some other positive effect, though. Or it's gonna take forever. Bringing back nightmares of the temple. Or so much work. Not sure if I'm gonna have enough weed stem either. Takes a lot of weeds. Now, luckily these are just one, I guess. That part's nice. Way better than ash. You wearing the armor that makes you look like Sauron? The orange mouthpiece. This is gonna feel perfect. Yeah, I guard a north one, yep. I think I didn't use that one specifically because of that shroud interaction, but then go in the shroud. It's a cool looking set though. Then I wasted all my resources on the mercenary set or whatever it is, and it looks so dumb. It's not a bad set, it just looks so bad. Come on. Go to your home. Yeah, good job on this floor idea, Ludorev. It looks so good. That's kind of like fan on its head. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I don't know if I got the whole thing. I have two or three pieces of it. I know I have the helmet. I think I'm missing like the gloves or something. I didn't clear that whole city very well. Kinda went ham and then killed the dragon thing. Ivern. Then I was like, dang, I should have been filming all of this. Then I wasn't. I was like, dang, I should be streaming all of this. Then I didn't. I think the other hard part is the grounded streams do really well, like after the fact. The enshrouded streams do not well. And then, so I might just go and beat the whole story in my free time, get everything going, and then just stream building specifically, because I think that's really what people want to watch. I'm not like I'm decently entertaining while doing like story stuff, but people come here for the builds, let's be honest. And I'm not like much of a let's play style creator. Not my cup of tea. But instead of just being boring doing story stuff, I can just finish the whole thing. I was just a little more hopeful that more people would be watching, but there's not like like it's the viewership for Enshrouded's really weird. Some build stuff gets like hundreds of thousands of views. Other stuff gets like literally none. There's very few people making like playthrough content of it because it doesn't really have a story, I think, is the struggle. Like, it has a progression, but not necessarily any form of a story. It's just the weird like notes that's like, who's gonna read all these notes? Like, the gameplay mechanics are fun and stuff, but the story is very basic, I guess. I don't really know what to... Maybe it's non-traditional is like a better... It's not like bad, it's just not like a typical... Like, this follows a story and there's dialogue, and there's no dialogue in Enshrouded, which I think makes it a little bit harder to like stream the story parts because it's just you fighting things. Dying. Which, like, I'm Cade can do all day. Because he is the story. He's the narrative. But that ain't me. This one's, like, close. Some mess. Come on. Got off work. What's up, Jeremy? Welcome in. All you really missed was some back of house cleaning and messing with the floor. But nothing too crazy. But we are working on a new build here. Which, if you would have waited like 5 more minutes, it probably would have been more visually appealing. We're really in the floor right now. Doing great. Still have a bit of a cough, which is annoying, so... Keep coughing. Gotta love it. That's kids, though. They get you sick all the time. It's my life. I think my wife and I got COVID one time, and then I didn't get sick again for like 4 years. Like, until we had our son. We went to Disney World, and we both got sick after Disney World at one point. But other than that, that was expected. It was like, with all those freaking people in Disney World and how exhausting it is, I was like, I knew we were gonna get sick after that ridiculous trip. But they used to never get sick, is what I'm getting at. Farming clay here in the next day because I have off. I'm going to such a huge base. Yeah, I definitely want to see pictures of it. I need more inspiration for Enshrouded. More stuff I see on it, the better. Seen some crazy stuff though. People are nuts. There's a lot more like mega builds in Enshrouded in early access compared to Grounded total. Luckily, I don't feel bad. I have coughed myself a bit of a headache, actually. That part sucks, but could be worse. I also work from home, so I used to never get sick. Because I just worked from home, so I never had to worry about it. And if one of us got sick, we'd typically sleep in the other room, in our spare bedroom. Me or my wife would, whoever got sick first. So we wouldn't get the other person sick. Which was easy. It was great. You'd just sleep in a different room for 2-3 nights and you'd be like back to normal, all good to go. Like it never happened. Now we've been sick for like 2 weeks. Every time I start feeling better, I'm like, why do I have a stuffy nose again? Why is Brooks's nose running? My mom takes him to gymnastics classes and he's missed like 4 or 5 of them now. A snotty mess. Luckily, this was a very mild cold. Never really felt horrible. I worked every day still, but first morning I took a couple hours off of work. Build. Oh, earlier I was like, yeah, I might take some of the flooring out and make these like planters or something. Well, this is gonna be a lot more work. But luckily we had 2 really comfortable beds. Like our spare bed was just as comfortable as our normal bed. It just wasn't a king. It's a queen size, which for one person's perfect. And she's the one who implemented that. Wasn't even me. Our couch isn't too bad though. I had to sleep on it. Luckily, she's never made me sleep on the couch though, so. I was really thinking I was getting almost close to done. Feels like there's a lot left. Like a lot. Dang it. Oh, I thought I was so close. Not close at all. Only these still had drag and drop. I don't know why they got rid of that. Or broke it. I'm assuming they broke it. And just never fixed it. Because in terms of a gameplay quality of life thing. The drag and drop was an amazing feature that they added, and I have no clue why some of like half blocks and quarter blocks alone don't do it anymore. I need to ask Options. He's one of the few developers left on Grounded. If you've been in the Grounded Discord, he is currently pretty much the only person. Eric every once in a while will hop in, but Options currently is the only like moderator really that's in the Grounded Discord on a regular basis. Need to ask him why that was removed, like why they got rid of GhostNat as well. And maybe it's just something that they didn't intend on doing and they haven't really been paying attention because they've been worried about the other game-breaking stuff. And you just flick it back on for us. It's a little hot fix. Here's your GhostNat back. Would make me very happy. All of this type of building is so much better with the GhostNat. I'm sure they probably felt like they needed to remove it because people were breaking the game with it in ways, but at the same time, like, if you're in New Game Plus, your game's broken. In a good way. But like, who cares if you build in weird places that they don't think you should be, or get out of the map with it? I think that's just fun for a single player game. It's one of those things. I was really having a lot of fun being able to like fly through the bottom of the world and see what else is in there. Not like we can ruin the see where they're adding things because there's nothing new being added. So, hello. Those aren't sticking through the walls or anything. Six hours later. This is the hardest part of this build, so once we get this done, it'll be smooth sailing. Did anyone notice the Easter egg in the thumbnail? Little change there. Very small. You really got to pay attention. I'm sure the thumbnail's not all that big. That's not what I said to do. Wanted to get my logo added to the thumbnail, and Oozin, you're late. Alright, Jeremy was late. You're not alone. Maybe I was just early. Alright, this is what we've been doing. Looking at a floor, so riveting gameplay. Zooted. No, I'm out of weed stems. Dang it. I had like 1,700. Dang it. Holy cow. Didn't think I was gonna use this many. It's a good excuse though, Uzin. Like that would make me late as well. It'd make the best of us late. Alright, did you guys see the Easter egg in the thumbnail? Look at the thumbnail for the stream and let me know if you can see what's different. Hopefully it's even like noticeable. I know it can be really small. It's not like the biggest thing. It's a lot bigger when I'm making it, so. But I thought it was pretty funny. Maybe not funny. Cute. Stuck. I swear, they just keep spawning more locations. There's no way. It's very small. Look at... You have to look from my logo. But you're probably not the best person to ask. You're zooted, so... You could be seeing in a different universe. Come on. I do them all. I miss any. I have a feeling it's pretty hard to see because the thumbnail sizes are so freaking small. Look specifically at the grounded logo. You probably won't be able to see the smaller parts of it, but bigger ones you might be able to. Actually gonna have to farm weed stems on stream. Yuck. Oh. A lot. Cool though. Ah, you found it. There you go. Knife, do you see the small change to the grounded logo in the thumbnail? My little Easter egg is what we're calling it. If you zoomed in really far, there's even more.
Ah, it's hot.
That's better. Hey, great. Why's my FPS so bad? I don't know why fully upgraded termite axe. It's level 9. mean, I don't know if getting it to level 15 makes it chop faster. I know that fully upgrading it mighty helps. But with chopper, whatever on, I feel like it should just single chop everything. Good. Do everything with a handy knife. It can carry way more. If I had all my armor and stuff, I could carry more, but can't be bothered to. I feel like see-through. Never do this. I can see why he was slowly losing his mind doing this. I hate wheat stem farming. I tried to tell him that mushroom farming was just way better. Probably won't even need this much. Might as well replenish our stocks. But yeah, I love the little thumbnail thing. It's just the timber logo hiding behind the grounded logo. It's hard to see all of it, but up close, it's there's just two of my main logos just showing kind of on the grounded logo, and then if you look really close, there's little timber logos that are like transparent, almost like hiding in between the letters. Just like popping out, like, oh, love it. Randomly had the idea, so I was like, let's do it. And I like having my logo in the thumbnails a little bit, at least. Show it off a little. Got a handful of TikToks I'm working through as well. Guess there'll be YouTube shorts too. I'm gonna turn my entire build, top 10 build tips video into individual YouTube shorts. I don't know why I didn't think of that from the very beginning. I'll do 10, I get 10 YouTube shorts out of that. Very minimal effort. And then I've been doing flybys and fly-arounds of the sandbox builds to do some little like montage videos on my YouTube shorts as well for those. I'd like to do more YouTube shorts. Great little ways to like cut up content. Haven't had a whole lot of time to edit during the day. To figure out your logo? Yeah, I had fun. I made my logo and then my wife was like, do this. And I came back and she had completely like revolutionized it and it was perfect, so. Like, deal. Jeez. Probably more artistic than I am. I don't think she could build in any games, but she's a marketing major, so she's got a lot of creative skills. Is your logo for just like YouTube and stuff using? Or what for? Very lucky. I think that's one reason that content creation was kind of a natural fit for me almost. Because with having no prior experience for like making content, I already had all the Photoshop and like digital art skills, so it made getting things made right off the bat, thumbnails, all that stuff, really easy because I know those programs really well. Dang, you're lucky you got it on everything. Made a TikTok and I had to be Timber Builds Grounded or something like that. Am I liking this game? I love this game. This is probably my favorite game ever. Top 5 easily, probably. It's hard to say. It's depending on the day, it's number 1. I have what, like this point 2,600 hours in this game. There are very few games that have captivated me for 2,600 hours. Very, very few games have had this much I've gotten this much enjoyment out of them. If you haven't played it, 100% worth it. Yeah, my whole build is the sandbox. We'll show you real quick. My other base, my main base, is in the pagoda, middle of the pond. I can show you that one too if you haven't seen it. That was my first base that I ever made. So what got me into content creation was doing a base tour on my pagoda base. How's that work with the antlion? Not that bad. One, before you're in, so I'm in New Game Plus 5. Before you're in New Game Plus with a Salty Club of the Mother Demon, you can kill the antlions. If you hit them 3 times, they get stunned every single time with the Club of the Mother Demon, and then you just kill them before they do anything. The majority of the antlions are hidden inside the base, which I can show off in a sec. But like the majority of the antlions, so like normally they're here. This is like the castle. Sounds good, Jeremy. I have them hidden in here under the ground in like secret tunnels. So that's how I deal with quite a few of them. There's a couple of them that I didn't plan for very well. So one of them patrols through here. I'm hoping as I finish building out all this stuff that he doesn't get up here anymore once I kill him. There's a bunch that are living underneath this whole castle thing. There's 2 that sit here. They're super annoying, but I think I'm gonna raise all of this up and hope that they spawn underneath it. All the ones over here spawn underneath here. There's 2 that patrol here, unfortunately. That's just, they live there. And one that is usually around here somewhere. But as long as they're not infused, they're one of the easiest things in the game to kill. If there's infused ones, oops, that's not where I wanted to go. Then I just kite them away to like an area I haven't built in yet and kill them really fast. So like I'll take them over to the sand over here, or just in an open area and rebuild the foundations. It's survival, but I am in custom. So it's not a creative, it's just custom. So I have some of the settings changed, which is really just I turned off raids once I started making my pagoda base massive, because at on the 1.2 update, I got sick of the wasps just started destroying. I didn't have any issues with raids until the wasps were added to the game. Then I just was like, it's not worth it, because I was farming gold cards and stuff. I turned raids off. I've turned resource spawning up, which really only affects the fact that lint and charcoal spawn every day instead of every 5 days now, just because I build so big that it was ridiculous waiting 5 days. I don't even know why they made it that long. And then technically now I would have the handy gnat, but I originally turned it to custom so I could use the handy gnat. So I still collect everything by hand like this. I just got tired of taking so long because I was building such big bases that we had to make some adjustments to be able to make content make sense. But this is like my favorite way to play the game now. I'm very happy with how it feels. You can just endlessly collect, endlessly build. I enjoy the gathering of materials in this game more than most games. I like being able, I still fight all the bosses. I've still done all that stuff every single time. I've beaten every boss on WoW at least once. Before New Game Plus. Now I don't. I was changed at New Game Plus 5. I changed to mild because I was so tired of fighting the bosses, and then they nerfed the crap out of everything with that 33% damage reduction or whatever. So I haven't really fought. I beat the infected broodmother a couple days ago to get a couple things. Yeah, the infected broodmother's annoying. It does get a lot. Does get a lot easier in New Game Plus 4 once you get good infused weapons. I feel like New Game Plus 4 was 10 times easier than New Game Plus 3. And like I'm playing on mild, but I do have New Game Plus 5 hasn't been too bad. I have pretty much perfect weapons as well, so that makes it more enjoyable. I have I have a club with spicy damage up best, salt damage up best, fresh damage up best, and sour damage up best. The sour club isn't very good. It has finale fury, but the other ones have it has finale goo. The rest of the ones I have like salt damage up major or implant weakness. Some of the best options, and they do a ton of damage. So I've been liking that too. Took way too long to farm them all, but got it. Definitely gonna need to try to get a better sour club. I thought finale goo would be good, and then I was like, wait a second. Other than the Java-matic, finale goo is worthless because the assistant manager and director schmector, who are weak to salt, don't get attack speed. It's decent against black widows, but I literally never fight those. So new to the game, I have like 50 hours on it, and me and my friend are building a huge base, but we do everything by walking. How do you become a bee like that? You either need to get you may not even know what New Game Plus is. Once you get to New Game Plus 1, which is you've beaten the entire game essentially, you can restart the story but keep everything. That automatically unlocks this handy gnat. That's what this is called. If you're not in New Game Plus 1, you have to change your game to a custom game to turn it on, which I highly recommend. The only thing is you lose access to achievements. So if you're an achievement junkie, you have to get all the achievements first, or just get them in a different playthrough, which is also viable. The handy gnat is an absolute game changer for building. It's literally probably the best building tool any survival game's ever made. I'm very surprised that more survival games don't have this kind of stuff. Like the fact that Enshrouded doesn't have any type of free builder system like this blows my mind. Perfect timing. Or you can rush really hard to New Game Plus, which I wouldn't do. I need to go get some food. I think we have an... Oh, I actually am going to need quite a bit, because I need them for this, too. It's going to be a lot. Dang. Too many. Three? Yeah, we have plenty. No problem. Feel free to ask any other random questions. Yeah, I should be able to answer most things. Me or someone in chat will know. But anything building related, I got you. That's for sure. Yeah, but if you hadn't seen it, this is my whole sandbox build as of right now. This is kind of the current area we're working on. This corner, our big towers, Porter's Temple, everyone that's a member of the channel. Technically, it's like 25, 30 people now because Ooze and Dio donated almost 30 subs over the last week. So we might have to add some names in there. Definitely need to do that. And then the Cathedral, which is one of my favorite builds I've ever done in any game. Love this thing. Turned out so freaking cool. Flooring all of it. Looks great. Temple's also pretty dope. This one was really expensive with all the ash cement. These things, crazy lighting. And all the members get their name in a chest. Yes, Knife did in fact do quite a few as well. Is an old Japanese style build. I would have guessed. Oh, I wouldn't forget about you, Knife. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Yeah, I do want water and enshrouded as well. I have a couple ideas that I would use water in. The base I'm gonna build is like a village. So the official concept is over the Mistaberry Catacombs, which is north west-ish. It's one of the first early quests. Is in there. Maybe not early, but kind of early. It's pretty close. I'm gonna build a village with a place for each house for each of the different vendors, NPCs that are available. All their random junk. They got a lot of it. And then my base, or my portion of the base, will be this castle. And it's gonna be like floating away, like almost out of the ground. So it'll kind of like be as if it was ripped out of the ground or like floated, sort of like a tectonic plate shifted out of place. But it's gonna be like the shroud and the corruption of the Mistaberry Catacomb is like what's magically lifting the castle off the ground. And then there'll be like these cool floating stairs. Sort of floating stairs, like wrecked stairs sort of thing. This is at least the idea I've come up with so far, but man, there's a lot to figure out. I think I'm stuck because I haven't really figured out how I want to do the layout. Which is always kind of the hardest part of any build, is like getting to the point where you feel like you have a decent layout can be really difficult. Since now I understand the cost of like feather roof or some kind of buildings, it makes it 100 times more impressive. It is a lot of materials. Now with the spawn time, it doesn't change, like feathers don't, it doesn't change the spawn time of feathers. And like weed stems, burrs, all that stuff spawns in like 24 hours anyways. So most of it doesn't have any effect on. So it really makes that just the ash cement easier is really what it comes down to. Lint too, but you can get a lot of lint these days. They added quite a bit to the game overall. Used to build anything other than feather roofs, yeah. They just look the best. 25 different blocks? Gosh, seems like there's even more. We were having like 70, didn't fill quarter of the base. We started a day, yeah. My first build. This used thousands of feathers between all the little things, those, and all this roof. So many feathers. Good times. There's feathers everywhere. But this is my main. This is like my actual base. Spiky things are a pain to farm too. Yeah, the burrs can be quite a pain. Once you get a good route figured out, they're not too horrible. But one worthwhile project, that is what I did. Now, the infused bugs in the area have sort of blown it to smithereens. But in some of the areas, I just created floors and walls to catch them. So they just like fall, and then you don't have to chase them everywhere. So like each one falls into one of these sets of walls, and it makes life 10,000 times easier. The talking about this, that's my zipline tower, which won't be there forever. I never liked it, and then now that I have teleporters, I'm making a teleporter base HUD over here, and I can finally get rid of this thing. It was going to be a floating island, and then they patched the floating thing I was using, so then it wasn't going to work. So this is just my zipline hub that I had before all of the teleporters and stuff were added. I wanted it just floating, and it was going to be just some ash cement walls just in the front to make the bounce webs work. I actually had the bounce webs floating. You didn't even have anything, it just had some bounce webs that are floating, so it almost looked like a floating island. And then they ruined it when they patched it, which I can't blame them, but I'm not happy about it. I was really liking it. If I would have gotten it done before they had done that patch, I probably would have I probably would keep it and not get rid of it, but it is what it is. And the nice thing is you can do that, the spiky burr wall thing anywhere they spawn on the map. All you have to do is chop it down, watch where it falls. It falls like this, pretty much, unless you chop the bottom thing, it falls exactly the same every time. Or very, very similar. And then all you have to do is quick, easy little thing, or a quick, easy little wall, and you're set. So, figure out what to do with that one. Because these, I kind of want to do a little planter box. Do for that one. Then maybe a set of stairs or something that comes down onto this. That was the other thing I was messing with. Is that too big of a column? Question. This is the center, is it? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Yeah. So we'd want it 1 over. Do that. So we could do a handful of really big columns. But 1, 2, 3 over, 1 up. Gap. So close to a tin pickaxe. Nice. Know what I have. I don't even know if I have tin or not yet. I can't remember. Guess we should do 4 centers. Let's see. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 5, 6 ish. Not perfectly centered. So then maybe we want to move that one over. Get it center. Here. Go there. That too close. That'd be 4. That's like, it's not. Really wants to go over. Well, for your answers, it's past 6 a.m. here. Wow. Good one. Gonna come back here for sure. Sounds good, man. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great rest of your night. I'm here pretty much Tuesday through Friday. Same rough time. Need this like half a block different. Went there. And it'd be almost perfect. It's not really gonna work that way. Go right in the middle. That. The same. Let's get the middle ones laid out, I guess. That would be the smart thing to do. And we always do the smart thing around here. Definitely. Should set up an enshrouded server? Do it. At the center. Probably would be smart. It's like 2. Boot and run. Smart. Actually, that's perfect. What? Changed. It's just that's perfect. Why didn't I think of using some little thing to like guide me to do this properly sooner? Well, how often does something work out that well? That's perfect. Okay. I don't know why I kept building these. They're not needed. And just think, if we could use these little stairs, but they gave us ash cement stairs. How do we still not have ash cement stairs? Is it crazy that I'm level 20 and I finally figured it out how to roll? The dodge roll? I'm 25 and I still feel like I suck at that game. I technically don't roll because I have the like dash perk that like teleports you. It's so fun to use. Combat with my character is just like teleport, jump attack, teleport, jump attack. It's very enjoyable. I have pretty garbage gear, but I do like the setup that I have. Just need to get gear to match the build, and it'll be a lot better. Hey, go with the one gifted. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And Fancy got it too, which is dope. Fancy's amazing. It's one of the only few that didn't get a free gifted, so thank you, man. Appreciate that a lot. Get some rest. Hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. Must mean Fancy's here. I haven't heard from him. I did forget. I did turn up the day and night cycles. I keep forgetting that because I'm like, why is it dark already? Never used to happen this fast. I was testing it because I was like, I wonder if I like it. Crank up the day and night cycles so things spawn faster. Spanish berserker. Not sure what that message is even supposed to mean. You know you want to. I don't want to build these all the way up yet. Let's get it started so I can sort of see it and get an idea of what I'm doing. I'm probably going to put lights in those. But I should probably not build it up all the way because the lighting, the temple ones is really good. The interior lighting makes them glow really well. So I like that. Probably have to make sure to copy that. Our spiky tower. Not perfect, but it'll work. Oh no. Probably going to head off to bed now. Sounds good. Thanks for hanging out, Knife. You have a great rest of your night, man. Hopefully in the near future we'll be playing some more Enshrouded. I think I am going to just try to beat the story get through everything, start collecting materials, just do the boring grind stuff that I feel uncomfortable doing because I just haven't played the game enough, and just my spare time, and then I'll be more confident streaming it. So I hate bumbling around and not knowing, having any clue what I'm doing. I prefer to like build, do these things that I like actually enjoy doing. Had a little bit of fun, but the story is not interesting enough really. Want to stream the story itself. So the sooner we get to mega building, the sooner we get to build cool things live, and there's not many people doing that. There's a lot of people building really cool things in Enshrouded, but there's not a whole lot of content on it, so I think it'll be a good place to expand to. Especially if they've got live early access lasting for another year or so. Yeah. So we're just gonna have to find the right proportion now is gonna be the big thing. Yeah, this will look great. Perfect. $43, wow. I was definitely getting a little tired, but I didn't realize it was already 9:43. Get some aphids. Eat some lunch. Where I've like decimated the population of aphids here.
Meals on wheels.
Wait, dissection. Oh, I do. Never mind. Here you go. I also need to make my Whack an Aphid YouTube short. Did all the filming for it ages ago. Keep forgetting to edit it. I have a bunch of YouTube shorts I want. Done this if I can. Anytime this weekend, sadly. Pretty much out of town the whole time. Another busy weekend before summer's over. So once winter's here, we'll be doing anything. Which sounds wonderful. Much as I like doing things, I'm definitely a bit of a homebody life. Especially now that we have a kid. Billy's older, at least. How do you do, sir? Alright, that's enough. Plenty. What's up, Cole? How's it going? Surprised Sko didn't just get a membership for himself. All good with it. Love that Fancy got a membership out of it, but surprising. Get that. Nobody knows. Okay. It's gonna look sweet. I might cut these down. Yeah, they're a little mud. Sure if they will stay on spawn. I have stuff built there. I could put foundations below, actually. That would just get rid of them. That is not where that is. I need to, like, make something cool in here. That's too much space to just leave empty. Probably make this
Feels
taller,
like I'm
too.
being cooked. I can't take this heat.
Confined, but it's gonna be cool. It's more just to make this look like something that's nothing. Let's cut these down. All in, do it all in. Ow. Okay, well, that's one way to get in. Wait a second. What? Can't be having that. One random piece off. That's bad. Probably not the final resting for that either. Look at this one. Then we gotta go get foundations. Go down like this, or not, wrong one. There we go. Never mind. Never gonna find exactly where that was. Crud. Wonder if it just won't reset. Guess it's worth trying to leave it and see what happens first. I know that foundations will stop stuff like that spawning. I'm not sure if the columns will or not. Now we want to get the scale sort of figured out. How tall, how big does this thing want to be? Probably no taller than that. At least because there'll be like a roof and stuff, so I don't want the columns to do this. Get it too out of proportion. Probably good. And I don't think I'm going to. I could. That's interesting. Oh, there's a cactus there. I wish this cactus was gone. Maybe this one and that one, and then I could make like a seating area here and take this column out and just use the other ones. That would look cool. But make something else work. simplify a little here. I like to build better. Way faster. Hard part's gonna be figuring out how we want to build. So that was the one part of the build that I've been looking at that I want to do very differently. Person that I saw make this idea. It's a good build, but it doesn't really fit the aesthetic of the sandbox base that I'm working with. I gotta kind of find my own spin on it. First off, these much bigger columns I think look much better with my build. The size of everything. Theirs was just like a build that was just just in here. Like this is the only thing they had built, so like size-wise, I kind of got to keep everything on par. Their scale wasn't quite big enough for what I'm doing. Everything's got to be bigger and better, you know. It's a great opportunity to reuse these really cool columns that I'm really a big fan of. I think they look really cool. I can reutilize cool things. I'm all about it. Reduce, reuse, recycle, right? That's the terms. That's how we roll. Sure, there's other little ideas that I've never come up with that I haven't even seen that people have done. Every time I think Luderav or I have like finally can't come up with the final idea, no one will ever find anything new. How to like break the building system. Someone else finds something. Or one of us changes our idea slightly and I'm like, holy cow, why didn't I think of it that way? Every time. And then I have to find a way to utilize that idea to make a new build. I'm not even sure what I'd call it, Jeremy. Here, look at this. So I found this build on the Grounded Discord. And I was like, I've been trying to figure out what to do with this frickin' these pots up here for a while. And I've had no clue what to do with them. And then I saw this build and I was like, that's perfect. Like, I love the start of this. It's not necessarily how I want to make it, but I can do something with like making a cool little temple sort of thing. I don't even know what you call it. So that's currently, we're just making something because these need to be not, we have to make it fit the builds, the sandbox build. The whole goal is to cover every single thing in the sandbox in some way, shape, or form. So these are, I'm not totally sure what it's going to end up as. Sort of feels like a restaurant or like a overlook, like a temple, sort of a greenhouse, like garden. Like I can show these off as little garden spaces or something, each one of them. Just sort of, it's the idea behind it, as I just really liked that this utilized the plants and stuff that were already in the sandbox, especially the ones on the outside here. since I use these so well, I was like, I feel like this is a perfect place to like continue building and like making use out of these plants, so like they just sort of fit in with the rest of this build. And I already had an elevator going up here, so I was like, well, isn't that perfect? I feel I've already built the infrastructure to get to this exact spot, and I had no clue why I built this. I just happened to build a bounce tower here because I was like, it's kind of nice to get over to the Black Ant Lab stuff over there and get materials and random stuff around there. So then it was just kind of like figuring out, how do I want to utilize this now? How do I make it work with what I'm doing? That's gonna be the struggle. That spacing. See that? See, that would work pretty well. Works great. Happy accidents, love it. So it's really just a continuation of the garden bathhouse thing we got going on. But I don't really know what to call it yet. Yeah, that, as soon as I saw that build, I was like, this is exactly what I've been wanting to do up here. Something cool to utilize them, and it's like perfect. The not gonna work as well as like the ones I have where I built little like planters around them, but I think just like walking around it'll be cool enough. And it utilizes this like cool part of the map that I really like anyways, so. While also covering up some stuff that I didn't really want to like deal with. It always works when you can like cover up some things that you didn't know what to do with. Just like these pots, like there's just nothing that comes to mind to do with them. They're just kind of like meh. The white one's cool. The white and pink is like its own unique thing. But these are like, what am I gonna do with those? Thing. So we'll make another big staircase. Continue maybe the market, because there's gonna be some form of maybe a market or like a fancy housing district or something up here. I haven't figured out what it's gonna be, but I mean, we got a ton of space up here, so we got to do something. So I was like, this is kind of a great little way to like finish it off. Do like an upper cool temple or something. Whatever this might be. I feel like a temple. The garden temple. We got the supporter temple. The aphid and weevil temple. And this will be the garden temple. It's really just the there's a spot to build, we gotta build on it, right? Can't leave anything unbuilt. Not much you could do with the other two since they aren't that big. Yeah, they're kind of goofy. And so since this, I can just like make the floor right above them, I'm like, well, now it looks sort of like a little planter. And so it's like perfect. I can actually slide this over just maybe. Use the pot itself. Let's see. I could delete these. Not where I'm looking. Thank you, HandyNet. Yep, perfect. Good stuff. Figure out how to do it. Work. I need this piece. This little curved corner. This technically. That fact I think works better actually. Less is showing. I think works. Yeah, and then you get these little planter things. They're not perfect, but that'll work great. I'll do the same thing over here. Makes them much more interesting. Like I have the rest of those plants like so well lined up. The ones down here, someone actually asked in the comments, like, how do you make the cactuses and stuff grow? That looks so cool. And I'm like, dang, you know you did a good job doing a layout when people are like, that looks like it's legit, like I placed it there. That's exactly the goal. The illusion that I want to set up. That's why I like building with, like, things. It's the closest thing you can get to having, like, playgrounds in survival. Since you can't use you can use those in playgrounds, you can't use them in survival. So it's like, you gotta utilize what you're given. It's typically the way I like to approach it. I think that's why I like building in the places that I build, is like, it looks like I'm building with things that you technically can't build with. Adds materials and different items like that you just never would have access to. I also forgot to mention, I farmed the infected broodmother, which was miserable. But I did get this. So I was happy about this. I got a loot luck infused blaster. Because I tried to get a loot luck one on this. I tried to get hammers, but I was also farming great swords, and I got this antlion great sword, so I was really happy with this. And I just got this upgraded today to the final level. And I didn't get a good hammer, so I didn't use those. So I'll have to refarm that on the next one. The mant you can only farm once, which is stupid. And this has the quickness, because that's what I wanted. I wanted a hauling strength on this as well, but didn't get it. I was too lazy, so I might refarm for that eventually. And I was hoping for loot luck, the quickness, and then I want a sizzle immunity quickness hammer, and then I would never need this or this anymore. I could use a way better trinket. Just something with lifesteal and not quickness, since I have items to give me the quickness. But having loot luck on a blaster is pretty much the best, like, because I don't use it for damage, I just use it for blowing stuff up. So I was like, perfect. Guess we can. Flying out. Slightly off-centered. I could move this wall a half one over and technically make this more even. I did that over there. All that? I don't. Perfectionist in me says do it. Seems right. Get closer. Half? What did I do? Did that change anything? Hello? Oh, that just moved it. That moved it. I guess it's not exactly what I was thinking, but technically we need another half block to angle one more. Would make it dead even, but then sort of eating into my wall. I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe it'll need to stay the same. Dang it. Never mind. This is, I don't know. I'll mess with it. I'm definitely not set on anything of how this is currently laid out. More so making it look good. Which, I mean, maybe just straight. That is the way to go. Like a straight wall. I thought showing the pot thing off more might be kind of cool, but maybe it isn't the option. Maybe just as good just having it die into it, and then... Okay, give me the piece I'm looking at. Kind of fits both ways. Maybe a little cleaner. Gives me more room to work with. That doesn't suck. In terms of flexibility, this is probably the best option. And I don't have to worry about like making it even. I could also do some like four, five. Something about that doesn't look right. Could just highlight this little pattern thing. Or dang it. Get in your home. Just like two. This one? The other might be better. Don't know. Feels a little more uniform that way. Could also do some that. Or these ones. I'm not covering. I like seeing this pattern. It's gonna bug me seeing that. Got a little hole in the floor, but I like it better not seeing it. I don't hate that. That works. Maybe not pine cones, I don't know, but that feels like it's maybe more intentional, which I like. And then it makes all this kind of work a little easier without having to screw around with too much. Columns to fill in that space. Good. We're headed in the right direction then. Yeah. It's like just enough that it feels like it's like intentionally built this way. And we'll mess with the bottom as well. Slightly off-centered, but I think I can... Oh no, it is centered. Actually, it's perfectly centered. It just looks off because of the pattern. It's not mirrored there. Yeah, that's actually dead center. Duh. Yeah. Alright, that works. Gives me more room to kind of make this more intentional as well. Because it feels a little meh. I want this entrance to feel cooler. Which won't be too hard, honestly. Question is, how the heck do we make this roof now? I have no clue what I'm gonna do for this roof. That's the one thing. I'm gonna have to spend some time this week, like, figuring out what to do. It's gonna be the, yeah, that doesn't work. It's gonna be like figuring this roof out all over again. Not gonna be like a simple, easy roof to make. It's gonna be complicated. I can already tell. I have to figure out maybe how to make sort of a similar dome. Rounded corner. Made it hard on myself with this spacing. Not sure how this is gonna work. That doesn't work. It's gonna have to be sort of similar to what I did over here, I think. This roof is such a pain to make. Ugh. It's really confusing. It hurt my brain. I have to do something similar to make, like, can't make a dome shape, so adding in like these pieces is probably going to be pretty critical. Yeah. Definitely going to be weird. It already looks better over there, though. Like, it looks way more intentional already. I guess the question is this height. We went one lower. So there is... Interesting. Actually, I think that's the way to go. Alright, watch this. Who needs to build a foundation when you can just use the flower pot as the foundation? I'm gonna have to figure out how to, like, cut this, cut that. And you start these after. These like half blocks. Yeah. As I figured out, fill in all these little gaps like this. Some of those. This will be half blocks too. Triangle. We could use those rounded ones, right? Not perfect. We'll see. But the idea being that the planter is just the top of this now. Like, fill in these really quick, easy. Yeah, I can probably lay this out a little bit better too and make it work. Just where it's coming off of this. Technically, those aren't going to be there. That actually will look way better. Curve pieces going to each pot like a trail. Like the curved pieces, like these things I did. Like this stuff. Do that around each one. definitely think this is going to look better. And then we don't have to make this as tall, which I also like. I didn't really like making this one whole thing taller. Stays a little bit more equal throughout the whole build. That makes sense. Keep that nice and level. Yeah, that's gonna work great. The question is, how much do I want? Probably want to slide that to the front. Oh, you're saying like bridges? Like bridges to the pots? Interesting. Could be like a meandering path through them. Kinda interesting. To mess with it. Means we don't have to build all these too. More material savings. I guess we're still building them at the top, so it doesn't really matter, but get rid of a lot of blueprints now. A lot of blueprints. Way easier in first person. Oh, this wasted material around here. High thoughts? No, I mean, that's probably why most of my ideas come together, honestly. Let's... I mean, that's how I do things. I just have to mess with it till it works. Every great idea that I've had comes from 15 bad ideas. Or messing with one idea enough to where it starts to finally make sense. So start with something like this, just to get an idea, figure out what they're doing here. See it? This might lay out better. And then we'll see. Could be floating bridges aren't a bad idea either. Not sure what I want to do. Struggle. Lines up a little bit better. Not perfect, but I don't want to fall to my death is the issue. I don't hate, I don't know, something. I gotta think about it a little bit more. But I've never really seen anything for like those, like a floating bridge necessarily, so it's an interesting idea. A little janky. Work though. Figure something out. Weird. It's like, what is that? It's just a mushroom hanging there from when I destroyed that one. So we could do... How did I do these? Are just those pieces. What makes this one way harder? The fact that these don't. Can't. Good. Okay. That's kind of working on me, honestly. Then I could add some more detail in here. I like that already. Peace. That'll look really cool. Yeah, I want to add something like that here too. That like... do these. Then we could add some pattern in with the little triangles there too. Could be mushroom as well. I don't know. Oh. That's already actually looking kind of interesting. This is gonna look good. And then we can add some like details below as well. Except those are the other way. Something weird with these. No clue. Fun though. Yeah, the crappy part is you can't do anything with those. Maybe that's what goes here. That just pops up a level. And then I add some patterns using the other triangles there too. Interesting. Try and make the bridge thing I'm talking about. Yeah, send me some ideas. I'm gonna have to mess with it. I'm not sold on my idea either though, so I'm just trying to think of like path and how I would want to do it, but some type of bridge seems kind of interesting. I wish they had... Oops. Let's do this. I can actually see. I need to go to New Game Plus 6 just to get a different color stupid sandbox. This thing's so ugly. The worst color I could have gotten. I was contemplating never going to New Game Plus 6, but now that I got that one, and I still have to get another hammer from the Mant to be happy and have my perfectionist mentality satisfied, I feel like I have to now. Like I just have to go to New Game Plus 6 at this point. What was I doing? Oh yeah. So I've always wanted something. I mean, how cool would like some crazy bridge thing like this be? It's just sort of what and where. I just wish that there was a way to make like a hand railing for this. There's not. That'd be a really good piece to have added to the game, is a big curved wall like this. It would break a lot of things, but it would be cool. It would make these really useful. I mean, I could do smaller these ones, but just not as cool. Kind of feels like a is it Shoots and Ladders or whatever board? Escalator. I don't know, there's something there. I mean, realistically, this would be pretty cool. I think. But there's no interior one either. Dang it. Bummer. Didn't even think about that. It'd be so much cooler if you could make this a little walkway. Dang it, that'd be so cool. Just needs a little circle. I don't know. There's potentially something there. But we're already headed in the right direction. I think this is going to look like a great little addition. It's not the biggest build in the world, but it's something. Is anyone going to see the new Beetlejuice movie? I mean, I feel like my wife wanted to see it potentially. Can't remember. I can't imagine that eventually I wouldn't see it. I don't know if I'm going to go to like the movie theaters or not though. The other thing is like followed the pattern a little bit better. It'd be cool to have like a little raised lip on the top, but it works the way it is. I think this will probably raise up as well. I don't want to make this lower. If anything, it needs to go up. Proportions feel pretty good where they're at. I'm already really happy with how this is coming together. I wonder if we can do... This looks like... Put these as well. Just a way of like continuing this floor pattern I got going with these things. I like how that looks. It's decent, but not loving it. Age. I don't really want to do ash cement again, so I don't think that's gonna happen. Too expensive. Not that this won't be, but kind of interesting. First week it comes out, the movies by me are sold out. Interesting. Luckily, I live in a, it's not a small town. Smacked my knee on it. I don't live in a small town, but it's definitely not massive. I don't love it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Not a horrible detail, I don't know. We'll keep messing with it. Alright, it's 10:30. I'm sick, so I need to get some sleep. Get better. So I will catch everyone tomorrow on the next one, where we will continue working on this in the bathhouse. Good time for hanging out. Hope everyone has a great rest of their night. Rest, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you guys later. Peace.